Hello again, everyone. This is the Chevrolet booth, 2013 SEMA, and I just got done talking to a great truck guy, so I had to get someone to talk about Avalanche, Tahoe, Suburban. Of course, Mark Clawson, the marketing manager and product manager, marketing manager for this group. Sorry about that, Mark. But you know, what it was, you threw a loop at me. I talked to Carl about CK10753. Of course, you start, quizzing me, CK10709 and 06.
Yeah,
Tahoe and Suburban.
If we're going to talk in code.
Okay, right? We don't want to lose anybody because this is, crazy Chevy geeks that freak out on all these numbers. But, as great as the new Silverado is, the Tahoe and Suburban, if you think about the lineage and the history behind the carry-all Suburban, I mean, this is a segment that Chevrolet created so many decades ago. It's got to be something that is really a feather in your hat or a chip on your shoulder that you love to say, we are the ones who created this.
Absolutely, 80 years ago. So we're going to celebrate 80 years with the Suburban this year. Same thing it did back in 1935. It's going to tow big trailers. It's going to carry 8 people, lots of cargo, truck-based station wagon, nothing more capable than that.
No, and the thing is about the big, some people have said that the death of the big SUV is out there somewhere lingering. I say, why? How? How can you not have people want these vehicles? Because it's in the name carry-all Suburban. Now, I love Suburbans and I love Tahoes, but within that brand, it's the way that you've made it so utilitarian for the buyer. I mean, the way that seat design, I mean, if we talk about interior, the thing that always has amazed me is the way that, I had an old Suburban with the bench seats in the back, and they weren't exactly ergonomic to get in and out of. You're talking 78, 79 Suburbans. Now, getting in and out of these utility vehicles, it's easy. You don't have to, go into a contortionist mode to get in and out of them.
Well, it's a touch of a button. The second row seat flips up, folds forward. You get into the third row, no problem. Pull it back down, you're good to go. But even the best part now, taking that third row seat out is a thing of the past. We got a full, flat third row seat. Even with the second row, so now you can carry your 4x8 sheets of building materials without ever having to remove those seats. And when you go on vacation, when you don't need them when you're traveling down the road, but when you got to carry a lot of people, when you get there, push of a button, the seat comes up, you're good to go with 9 people.
It is, and let's talk about that interior a little bit more too, because I wanted to talk about it's the word. It's always kind of a buzzword, that connectivity, that being able to have kids in the back occupied with their minds, whether it be screens or whatever. Talk about some of the ways that this can be a real, I guess, almost an aid for a mom going down the road with her soccer team.
Well, let's talk about a long trip, right?
Yes.
That's what really matters. You want to make certain these kids can't touch each other. They've got their devices. They stay powered. We've got 12 power outlets in this vehicle now. So 6 people can bring 2 devices each, and nothing's ever going to, deplete a battery power. 13 cup holders. What more could you ask for on a long trip?
You mean if I get a new Suburban, I got to throw in my little power converter I've been walking around with?
You've got all 12 of them.
I like it. One of the things that is definitely different in the engineering behind the Suburban and the Tahoe and the packages and those versus, say, a truck is that ride quality. This is, again, a utilitarian vehicle that can go off-road and is capable, but even more so, again, tuned for that everyday ride, or you called it even a long trip.
Well, it's a truck-based station wagon because it's got a body-on-frame design. But that's about where the commonalities end with the pickup trucks. We've got a coil suspension. We got magnetic ride control on the LTZ. You can't get a better ride in a vehicle this size than what we can deliver. And people certainly notice that. We also made all of the same changes on the quietness. So we have inlaid doors. We've got triple seals. We've got more insulation below the carpet. So that ride quality is improved because that cabin quietness has been ratcheted up numerous times.
Now, is there a similarity between the magnetic ride and the way that you had to incorporate that coil spring suspension with some of the other products within Chevrolet?
Well, absolutely. It started with Corvette.
Did the Corvette guys knew you went over in the parts bin and stuck a couple, walked over and, hey, guys, put this on my Suburban?
We didn't tell them.
Oh, you didn't tell them? Okay.
But it works. It works great. So that's a good part of it all.
What is the future for Suburban and Tahoe, do you think, in the next few years? Where do you think it's going to go?
Well, obviously, these are brand new designs. They start production in January for the Tahoe and February for the Suburban. We're going to have, I think, an outstanding production run. Everybody's reaction here is that it's the best-looking Tahoes and Suburbans we've ever seen. They're certainly the most upscale, the most refined, most luxurious, certainly maintain all the capability. I think the segment's going to grow. I think obviously with the downturn in the economy, the fuel price jump, the people that are in this segment are the ones that need this type of vehicle. They want this type of vehicle. And I think we're here to stay. We're not about to give up that 80-year lineage with the Suburban. We're going to keep that going for as far as I can certainly foresee into the future.
I love that. Let's also talk about some of the other products that are under your brand, under your management. I mean, obviously you have things like the Avalanche and some of the smaller SUVs. Talk about those.
Well, the Avalanche, hate to say it and repeat it, but the production has ended. We stopped production in 2013. We've got less than 400 left on dealer inventory. So when they're gone, they're gone. Great vehicle run, 12 years. We sold over 650,000 of them. The people that bought them usually bought more than one. We want them to come back and buy the next Silverado when they go to replace their, the Avalanche obviously won't be available in the future. But it was a great product, the mid-gate, lots of patents. People absolutely love them. I also am on the Traverse, very capable, 8-passenger crossover, lots of utility, most cargo space in its segment, great fuel economy, very refined ride quality, so great vehicle as well.
When looking at the buyers of the smaller, like the Traverse, do you see crossover with the buyers looking at those, or do you see it as being a kind of more of an urban buyer, obviously?
You know what, it's somebody that can't quite reach that price range of a Tahoe and Suburban. They want it, and they'll eventually get there, but they're a little bit more conscientious about their money because they're in the busiest times of their lives raising their kids. So there's other demands for those financial resources, but the Traverse is a great vehicle for their family needs at that stage in their life.
Yeah, I actually have one of the moms on my soccer team. My coach has a Traverse, and I see that thing get loaded up with babies, soccer balls, and everything else. So it is that great intermediate vehicle between the big Suburban.
Exactly, that's exactly what it does, and it does very well.
All right, well, thank you so much, Mark, for coming by. We have a great time. Any questions, just grab Mark. He is the guy for the sport utility vehicles for Chevrolet. We'll wrap it up until the next interview.